Clark reminded everybody who she is in the Fever win over the Wings in what was a blowout victory. One where Clark didn't even shoot the ball well again, but she completely dominated the game and shows the difference between her and everyone else through her playmaking.
The Indiana Fever have flipped the script. Once the league's favorite punchline, now suddenly its most captivating storyline. And right at the heart of this dramatic transformation, Caitlin Clark, the corn-fed phenom who's no longer sidelined or silenced. After months of being treated like an awkward afterthought, she's been fully unleashed, more like a basketball kraken tearing through a league than a rookie finding her footing.
Caitlin Clark said, folks, forget what she's talking about. Today, I'm going to run the show. Today, I'm going to control the pace. Today, I'm going to dictate how this team plays basketball. And in the first half, we saw exactly that. Natasha Howard running the floor. Yeah, you heard that correct. Natasha Howard running the floor. Yeah, I shit you. Folks, fans have a voice. Sometimes when the noise gets too loud and they're tired of hearing from it, they say, let's just buy in a little bit. Let's let Caitlin Clark be Caitlin Clark. Let's not pull the reins back too much. And in that first half, we saw exactly that.
Let's rewind to just a few weeks ago, shall we? The Fever locker room was tenser than Thanksgiving dinner after someone brings up politics. The energy, colder than Antarctica during a blackout. And as for chemistry, well, it was so non-existent, even a high school science teacher would have given an F. But now they are flowing like a well-oiled machine, if that machine was built by NASA engineers moonlighting as basketball sorcerers.
That's what we're talking about when we are referring to Caitlin Clark running the show. Caitlin Clark running the offense, being the innovator of offense, the distributor of offense for the Indiana Fever. This is exactly what we mean right here. This game was an absolute blowout. Dallas Wings didn't know what hit them. Everybody ate in this.
The real turning point came when Dana Borner packed her bags and took her me-first mindset with her. She walked into that locker room like the headline at Coachella, only to realize she was really slotted for an open MIC night at a half-empty coffee shop. Borner tried to make herself the centerpiece of a puzzle that already had Caitlin Clark's name etched right in the middle. It was like someone trying to hang a selfie over the Mona Lisa and expecting the Louvre to just roll with it.
So, Indiana Fever just released cut their losses, right? And I hear these analysts saying stuff like, they should have held out for a trade, or I wish they had got a trade for her. She was literally untradeable, right? Like, what team would give up any of their core players for a player that's past their twilight? They picked up R.A. McDonald, or re-signed R.A. McDonald, who we all saw was a spark plug just a couple weeks ago. She's an upgrade compared to Duana Bonner.
Borner's departure wasn't just a roster move. It was a full-blown exorcism. The second she cleared out her locker, you could almost hear the entire team exhale in unison. The relief was so powerful, it probably showed up on local weather reports as a mysterious gust of wind.
Because we've seen a huge change. We've seen a huge change from the Indiana Fever over the last 6 quarters. And especially in the fourth quarter, in the Dallas Wings game. And there were 2 players in particular that I have said that their style of play, regardless of how they're playing, is not going to work long term. And those 2 players had unbelievable games.
If you're enjoying this, make sure to hit subscribe. The Fever didn't just lose a player. They finally cut loose the anchor that had been dragging them down the standings. It was a classic case of addition by subtraction, like yanking out a splinter that'd been buried and festering for months. Suddenly, the air in the locker room cleared. No more ego fog. No more entitlement cloud. And what happened next? The vibe shift was immediate. The mood lifted like a weather app switching from stormy to sunny. Players who looked like they were enduring a group therapy session started laughing, high-fiving, and hooping like it actually brought them joy again. It wasn't just basketball, it was revival.
This team is like a sorority group. I'm not joking. They are so closely bonded, like the energy that all of them have with each other. There is not There is not like where you see and someone looks a little disconnected. This is literally the most tight-knit team. I'm telling you, and I actually think all the discourse or the people trying to create discourse offline or outside the locker room only makes them tighter. And throughout the training session, I saw multiple times where, they were like laughing and mucking around and just completely like high-fiving. And
Enter Sophie Cunningham, the human version of a triple shot espresso with sneakers. While critics were busy writing the Fever's obituary, Cunningham yanked the team out of their funk and basically shouted, "We're not done yet," right in their faces. She didn't just rise to the occasion. She catapulted into the leadership spotlight with all the subtlety of a firework going off in a library. Suddenly, she was a team's hype machine, defensive enforcer, and sideline therapist, all wrapped up in a blonde whirlwind of intensity. When the squad needed energy, she wasn't handing out pep talks. She was lighting emotional molotovs and hurling them into every huddle. And during timeouts, while others caught their breath, Cunningham was in full-on chaos mode, tracing out imaginary plays in the air like someone frantically trying to explain the ending of Astra's Inception asterisk in under a minute.
It was probably the standout play in the game. In my mind, Clark with the big-time rejection near the rim. And then the get-ahead pass to Sophie Cunningham, touchdown. And Sophie Cunningham has come into her own as of late. But it's just beautiful. Get it out, get it up, bucket. And, that's just something others cannot do.
Sophie Cunningham's biggest impact wasn't in the box score. It was in her vision. She realized something the rest of the locker room had been slow to accept. Integrating Caitlin Clark wasn't a luxury. It was a blueprint. While others saw Clark as a threat to their roles, Cunningham saw her as a master key to unlocking the Fever's full potential. She became the vital link between the veterans clinging to old habits and the rising phenom redefining the game. In practice, Cunningham was the loudest voice in the gym whenever Clark pulled off a jaw-dropping pass. "That's what I'm talking about," she'd shout, making sure everyone understood they weren't just witnessing good basketball.
All right, everyone who said that the Fever played better without Caitlin Clark, come to the front because I'm going to slap you in the face. Fever just won 102-89 against the Dallas Wings. Congratulations to Fever. They killed it with their old and trusty playbook of just rim running. And Dallas Wings, Chris Coclanis, have you never seen a Fever game before? They're fast in transition, huge with the long bombs. Caitlin Clark is there. Run to the other side quickly. That's where they got the majority of their points. Poor Paige Beckers. You're such a huge talent, and you're just drowning with this terrible coaching. It breaks my heart, but it was an incredible game until the last quarter when it was very clear that the Fever...
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark was undergoing a transformation of her own. After spending months being treated like a guest in her own locker room, she didn't demand respect. She earned it through grit, elite skill, and a relentless work ethic that would put Olympians to shame. Clark took back her crown. The version of Clark we're seeing now isn't just playing ball. She's orchestrating a masterpiece. Every pass is deliberate. Every deep three a thunderous crescendo in a game she now controls like a seasoned maestro. She's no longer the rookie finding her footing. She's the axis the entire team spins around. The shift has been so dramatic that rewatching older season Fever games feels like viewing footage from a bizarre parallel universe where fun and basketball brilliance was somehow outlawed.
All right, guys, this game got real crazy. But let me tell you, 64 points by the Fever, and it's all because of that lady right there walking off the court, Caitlin Clark. Look, now you got three players in double figures. You got Howard, you got Mitchell, but you got her assists. She got her assists, man. She should have had 10 assists already, bro. Dantes fumbling the bag, Kelsey Mitchell eating and wide open layup. Bro, messing up her stats. But anyway, but she got 10 points, so that's pretty good in the first half. Plus a whole bunch of assists. She got 7.
So buckle up, basketball fans. This Fever redemption arc isn't just a feel-good comeback. It's a full-blown warning shot aimed straight at the heart of the WNBA establishment. The message? The future isn't on its way. It's already arrived, rocking jersey number 22 and dropping no-look passes that defy the laws of physics. The Indiana Fever aren't just stacking wins. They are redefining what happens when elite talent is finally given the green light and personal agendas get replaced by pure basketball excellence. That 2-game streak? Just the appetizer. The main course is coming, and it's shaping up to be a feast the league won't soon forget. The Fever aren't just heating up, they're explosive. And the real question is whether the rest of the W can find enough fire extinguishers to survive the blaze. Because Caitlin Clark hasn't just found her rhythm, she's claimed her throne. And from the looks of it, this isn't a passing moment. It's the dawn of a dynasty. Long live the Queen. The Fever has broken, and what's rising from the ashes isn't just a basketball team. It's a movement. If you're loving this comeback story and believe Caitlin Clark is building a dynasty, hit that like button, subscribe for more fire WNBA content, and drop a long live the Queen in the comments to let the world know the Fever are for real.